Okay, guys. We have recently seen that the militants of NACN actually killed many soldiers. Okay, the thing is that it is a very important topic to our GS3 insurgency, internal threat. Okay, these are very important topic, and in this regard, I am here going to discuss the history of the insurgency problem in Northeast. Okay, first I will discuss about the insurgency in Nagaland, but before that I want to give a brief outline of the history of insurgency in Nagaland. Okay, what is the history? Okay, how they came into evolved, I'll discuss in different lectures. First, here I am going to discuss that why the Northeast people feel generally separated. The thing is that it is right from the time of British. What did they do? British government actually the British actually took two methods. British administration adopted two methods. The first method is that British actually adopted give a very give a special administrative status to these, give a very special administrative status to Nagaland. Okay, there are two reasons. One thing is that the tribal people lived in that area, and the British actually wanted to give a little kind of autonomy to satisfy the tribal people. Okay, so that they can be actually alienated from the mainstream national movement. Okay, it is another reason, one reason. The another reason is that the Northeast region actually very rich in biodiversity, minerals, etc. British wanted to try to separate them because they try to exclude the outsiders from reaping benefit in Nagaland. Okay, it is the another reason. Okay, what are the two reasons? British gave special status to Nagaland because the British wanted the people of Nagaland away from the mainstream nationalist movement. That is why they try to satisfy the people, giving a little kind of autonomy. Okay, but the thing is that this autonomy, the special status, okay, that British planted in the mind of the Naga people, it becomes gradually spread day by day. Okay, and after that it became so much extreme that at one time the Naga people actually wanted the sovereignty. Okay, in this way the insurgency, the root of insurgency in Northeast actually was planted by the British administration. Okay, there are two reasons: for the profit motive purposes and for to keep the people alienated from the mainstream national movement. Okay, that is a British gave a little kind of administrative status to the people of Nagaland. Okay, the another thing is that British actually British actually pushed the missionaries. Okay, British actually pushed the missionaries to spread education among the tribal areas. Okay, it has also both positive and negative points. Okay, the one way is that British actually tried to involve the people, make the people, tribal people involved in education. Okay, such kind of reformation or educational activities. Okay, so that they can be alienated from the national movement, mainstream national movement. Okay, but the and that is why actually Northeastern people there is a spread of English education. Okay, spread of English education expanded in Northeast. Okay, this is one of the reason. Okay, but the another thing is that both the policy of British giving special autonomy to the Nagaland and spreading education by missionary both have negative impact also. How the negative impact? Because you see missionary spread English education. Okay, as a result of this, what happened? The Naga people actually became educated. They came into touch with other people. Okay, they came into touch with other people, and as a result of this, they actually nourished a notion of independency, and this notion of independency was also planted by the British. How? By giving the special autonomous special status to the tribal areas. Okay, in this way, because of the result of the British policy, okay, British always tried to alienate the tribal people of Northeast, including Nagaland. The British tried to alienate these people from the mainstream national movement. Okay, that is why the national movement never touched this northeastern region, and even though touched in other areas, especially in Assam, they touch, but in a little, but not so far flung. Okay, but especially in Nagaland, the impact of national movement was very less. Okay, that is why the Naga people, the Naga people never felt the importance of a free, independent, integrated nation. Okay, what is the Naga people? That British actually gave the special autonomy to them, and that is why what happened? They actually always wanted to retain this autonomous. Okay, and day by day, that dream of autonomous became larger. They wanted that they will retain and they will serve their Naga people, their all the customs, all the domestic affairs themselves. They don't want interference of any outside forces in their state. Okay, in this way, due to the different strategies taken by the British policy, actually Naga people one way became separated from the nationalist movement. They were away from the dream of a free nation with a free integrated India. Okay, and as a result of this, what happened? They all wanted to concentrate only on the Naga areas. Okay, they wanted to dream. They dreamed a area. They dreamed a state consuming Naga people only. Okay, in this way, right from the British. In this way, the separatist mentality, the separatist feeling was implanted in the mind of Naga people right from the British period. The independent movement actually began right in Nagaland right from the 1905. In 1905, a spiritual leader called Jadonang actually initiated the movement against the British. Haipou, Jadonang, Jadonang, Haipou Jadonang. He was a spiritual leader and he founded a spiritual cult or sect called heraka. Heraka. He founded heraka movement and he told his followers, members of heraka movement, to follow him, and they proponent with the end of British rule. Okay, Jadonang spread the message of the ending of British rule through his movement, heraka movement, and British persecuted him actually. Okay, then after them, a very famous lady came to lead the heraka movement, and she is Rani Gaidilu. She is Gaidilu, and she took active part in heraka movement and wanted to eliminate British from Manipur, Nagaland, and all the northeastern regions. So she vehemently opposed the process of Christian missionary to convert the Naga people into Christian. In this way, the independence process, or some kind of some kind of antagonistic feeling against the government began right from the initiation of 1905, and Rani Gaidilu was at her 16th was sentenced to life imprisonment. After independence, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru made her release and took the title Rani to her. In this way, the Jadonang movement, heraka movement, and Rani Gaidilu already initiated the process of freedom long before the Indian independence. Now again, see, in 1918, Naga Club was established in Kohima by some educated Nagas. Okay, the establishment of Naga Club in 1918 by Nagas in Kohima is a most remarkable phenomenon in Nagaland, because it began the independence movement, or we can say the right from this moment a kind of separatist movement was in its speak. Okay, and what did the Naga Club do? When Simon Commission came, the Naga Club actually gave petition to Simon Commission. Okay, they told the Simon Commission that they don't want any constitutional reform in Nagaland. Means though the word sovereignty was not applied at that moment in their petition, but right from that moment their separatist mentality means they wanted their own affairs to be controlled by themselves, the Naga society, without interfering the other people, began right from this moment. They mentioned their petition that any constitutional reform in Simon Commission should not be included the Naga people. They were not succeeded. Okay, but the movement in this way continued to grow. Okay, in this way the Naga Club, establishment of Naga Club in 1918 in Kohima began a new phase in the separatist movement of Northeast. Now after that, what happened? A very remarkable leader, a very noticeable and vibrant leader came into the platform, and his name is Angami Zapu Phizo. There is a chapter in after independence by Bipin Chandra, and he is a very prominent leader, Angami Zapu Phizo, ANGAI, Angami, ZAPU, Phizo, PHIZO, Phizo. He is a very vibrant leader, and after that he led the up to his death in London, he led the Naga separatist movement, and he actually established the main stream of Nagaland, separatist movement. Okay, his main motto was the sovereignty. He always stick to the sovereignty of Nagaland. He always wanted that the Nagaland don't want anything, any interference in their matter, in their domestic law, in their tradition by outsiders. Whatever Naga people will control their life themselves. This is the main demand. Sovereignty was the main demand of the Angami Zapu Phizo. And one very remarkable moment is that this Phizo actually, this Phizo fought with Indian National Army, means which was established by Subhash Chandra Bose. He was a member of the Indian National Army, and he fought with Indian National Army led by Bose. Now after that, what happened? In 1946, the Naga Club, who is established in 1918, was turned into Nagaland Territorial Council. The establishment of Nagaland Territorial Council from Naga Club is another remarkable incident in the separatist movement of Naga. Now what happened after Naga Club? Now after establishment of Naga Club, now Nagaland National Council is established, and now the separatist movement took the institutionalized form. Now Nagaland, with the establishment of Nagaland National Council, this separatist movement got institutionalized form. They attracted the different strata of Naga people. Now they initiated a very vibrant movement. And at this moment, this Phizo actually demanded that all the Naga inhabited areas of Nagaland, Assam, Arunachal and Myanmar should be formed as a independent Nagaland Council. Independent Nagaland Council, which give sovereignty without giving right of the outsiders to interfere in their life. Then in 1947, this Nagaland National Council demanded the independence of Nagaland. Then at this moment, what happened? The governor of Nagaland signed a treaty. Governor of Nagaland signed a treaty. This treaty is called 9-Point Agreement. Mind this, it is a key term. This treaty is called 9-Point Agreement. In 1947, the governor of Nagaland signed a treaty with Phizo. It is called 9-Point Agreement. It is also called Naga Akbar Haidari Accord. NSGA Naga Akbar Haidari HYDARI Naga Akbar Haidari Accord. It was signed in Kohima, and then according to this treaty, three terms, the Naga regions, Naga people were given judicial, executive and legislative independency. Judicial independency means all the cases, whether civil or criminal, arising between Naga in the Naga Hills will be disposed of by duly constituted Naga court according to the Naga customary law or such law as may be introduced with the consent of duly recognized Naga representative organizations. Then it is judicial supremacy. Then another is executive supremacy. According to executive supremacy means Naga Council. Naga Council will be the supreme body, and Naga Council will determine all the things regarding the executive functions of the Nagaland. It is judicial and executive. Then another is legislative. Legislative means that no laws passed by the provincial or central legislature which will materially affect the terms of the agreement or the religious practices of the Nagas shall have legal force in the Naga Hills without the consent of the Naga Council. That means in judicial, executive and legislative, in all the three spheres, Naga people will have independence. In case of judicial sphere, only the Naga court will dispose all the civil and criminal cases. In the executive phases, what happened? In the executive phase, actually there will be Naga Autonomous Council or Naga Council which will dispose all the things. Okay, now in case of legislative, what happened? In legislative matter, the any law passed by the central government, central legislature or any provincial government which will affect the religious customary tradition of the Nagaland will be declared as void. Through these 9-point agreements, Naga demanded or some demands or some independence regarding judicial, executive and legislature are given to the Nagas. But in 1950, one noticeable thing is that in 1947, the phizo demanded independence of Naga region. He demanded the sovereignty. After that, he was actually imprisoned. Okay, he was imprisoned, but again in 1950 he was released. Again in 1950 he was released. Then he another noticeable thing is that in 1950 he became the president of Nagaland National Council. Then he made the then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, and he repeatedly emphasized on the demand of sovereignty of Nagaland, but his demands were generally rejected. His demands were rejected, and right from this moment, armed struggle for the freedom of Nagaland, armed struggle of the separatist Nagaland movement began. When his demands were not accepted by the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, he took in arms against the government, and the separatist movement of Nagaland was established as an armed struggle, right from that moment. Then he first phizo escaped into East Pakistan, at present Bangladesh, and after that he escaped to London, where he eventually died. Then we have seen that what are the British policies which make the Naga people separated from the mainstream movement, how they planted separatist ideology in their mind. After that also we have seen how Jadonang movement and the movement of gaidilu gradually increased the tempo of Naga independence movement. Okay, then gradually we have also seen how this movement spreaded with the birth of Naga Club, with the arrival of Angami, Japu, Phizo. In our next lecture, we will see how the different separatist movement like NSCN and each different branches are established. Okay, till then, you just listen to this chapter, and the further we will discuss in our next lecture.